Well, hello there. How are you? Thanks for having me. My name is Jonathan Pogash. I am founder and owner of The Cocktail Guru. I am pleased as punch. Get it? I know you get it. To be here today and to be able to make you a wonderful specialty cocktail. I obviously love making cocktails, and I love Moscow Mules, which is one of the classics, vodka-based cocktail. It is light, it is refreshing, it is easy to make, and I would love to walk you through exactly how to make this drink. So if you've got your ingredient box, go ahead and grab your ingredient box. You can open it up and you can take out all of the ingredients. And I want to make sure we have everything before we get started. So here we go, Orange Mule, love it. Has your recipe on it. You have your little mini bottle of vodka or any other vodka that you might have at home. We have our ginger beer, which is non-alcoholic. We have some limes for juice and for garnish. And we have our orange infused honey, and this is really what makes it a unique cocktail. I have a knife and cutting board. I have my Moscow Mule mug. If you don't have a Moscow Mule mug, that's okay. You can use a rocks glass or really any glass that you have at home. And I have my shaker. So this is called a Boston shaker, the mixing glass and the mixing tin. If you don't have a Boston shaker, that's totally fine too. You can use, I sometimes use a mason jar if I'm out of a shaker, or a water bottle, a protein shaker bottle, anything really will do. We're like MacGyvers behind the bar, right? And you all are as well, hopefully, maybe. Let's see. So let's go ahead and start building this cocktail, shall we? I'm really excited because I can't wait to just have a little sip of this. So refreshing, so summery. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and follow our recipe card right over here. Number one is our vodka. So let's go ahead and take our vodka. Oh, there we go. And I use something called a jigger to measure out all of my ingredients. If you don't have a jigger at home, that's okay. You might have a shot glass. A shot glass is about 1.5 ounces, and that's totally fine. If you don't have that, you can also eyeball. I'm not judging, don't worry. We will measure out 1.5 ounces of our vodka and put that directly into the mixing glass, just like that. Now we do 1/2 ounce of fresh lime. So I've already gone ahead and actually we'll cut a new lime here. Go ahead and take your lime and your knife and just cut that lime in half, okay? And we're going to use the juice from this lime. Let's take half of the lime. So half of a lime is generally going to be 1/2 ounce. Also, it really depends on the amount of juice that's inside the lime too, right? So go ahead and use that muscle to just squeeze out any juice that is in your lime half, okay? So that should be about 1/2 ounce, and I can tell that it is. Now let's go ahead and look at our recipe. It says 1/2 ounce of orange infused honey. Okay, so honey is a very interesting alternative sweetener, as opposed to simple syrup, which is used in most cocktails. That's equal parts sugar and water. Honey syrup is generally equal parts honey and warm water, and this one is just infused with some fresh fruit, some fresh orange, which is great. So we will add 1/2 ounce directly into our mixing glass. Look at that color. I love that rich, beautiful color. And we will not add the ginger beer to this. We can't shake anything that is fizzy. That could be disastrous. Let's add ice and give this a good shake, okay? So when we shake, we make sure to add plenty of ice so that the ice does not have that much room to move around. And we just take our glass, put the mixing tin on top, slap it down, make sure the glass is on top when we're shaking, and we shake it awake. Don't rock it to sleep. Very important. And take note of your shaker face, everybody. I hope to see everybody's shaker face there. And we count for 8 Mississippis. So let's all count together, shall we? All right, we're gonna shake this. Ready, set, go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi. Perfect, great. This is nice and chilled now. Let's go ahead and separate our shakers. And take our Moscow Mule mug or whatever glass you have, add ice, okay? So we'll add ice right into that glass. There we go. And you will strain, this is a strainer, you will strain out your ingredients into the glass. Now it should only fill it up about halfway, but now you take your ginger beer, pop open that ginger beer, and fill the rest of the way with ginger beer. Oh, I like to just take a spoon, give it a quick little stir just like that, and we need to add a garnish now. So this cocktail calls for an orange crescent. So we'll take our orange and we will nip off the two ends, just like that, and then cut it the short way, like that, so that we have two halves. And you'll just take your knife and you'll cut this little half wheel, okay? And I like to put a little slit down the center. That's called a courtesy cut, so that you can just place this right on the rim. My friends, this is the Orange Mule. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your event. Here is a cheers, a very big cheers to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Thank you so very much for having me. Cheers. Delicious. Thank you. Hi there, welcome. My name is Jonathan Pogash. I am founder and owner of The Cocktail Guru, and I am here today to make for you a delicious signature cocktail for the event. How about that? Is everyone ready for a cocktail? I know I am. I'm wondering if you are. Hopefully you are. If you're following with us at home, I'd like to make sure that we have everything that we need first before we dive right into making the barbecue old fashioned. Oh my goodness, it sounds amazing. Really cool, interesting techniques that we're going to be using also. So go ahead and grab your kits. If you don't have a kit at home, that's okay. You can follow along or do whatever you can to use ingredients that you already have at home. This is a bourbon-based cocktail, so let's go ahead and grab our bourbon. We have this blueberry aigre doux, which is a vinegar-based fruit syrup, kind of like a shrub. I don't know if you've ever had shrub before. This is blueberry, vinegar, sugar, other really fun, lovely natural ingredients. And then we have some bitters. This is black lemon bitters. So bitters are a neutral grain spirit that have herbs and botanicals added to them. This one happens to be lemon flavored, originally used for medicinal purposes in colonial America. Hey, you'll learn something new every day, right? Okay, and we've got a couple of other interesting ingredients. This is for garnish, dehydrated lemon wheels and some bourbon wood chips. So now, equipment-wise, if you've got a really nice stirring vessel or mixing glass to stir in, you can also use a mason jar or really any kind of water bottle. We're just gonna need a spoon and some sort of a vessel to stir the cocktail. I have my strainer. This is called a Hawthorne strainer. And a plate and a lighter, because we're gonna light these bourbon wood chips on fire. And I've kind of prepped my old-fashioned glass or a rocks glass, any kind of glass that you have. I have a big ice cube in here, all set to go. All right, so let's do it. So first of all, we will take our wood chips. So let's open up this little plastic baggie and take out the wood chips. Make sure that your plate is heat safe. And take one of those wood chips and your lighter and go ahead and just light that carefully. It probably won't flame, but it will start to burn. You'll see some, there we go, you see that smoke? So we'll put that there. I'm gonna just light the other one. Yeah, there we go. It's starting already. Look at that. I love that. Oh, that smells so good. It smells so good. Go ahead and take your chilled glass. I'm actually gonna take my ice cube out. Take your chilled glass, make sure there's no water in it, and place it overturned just like that. And what we're doing is we are smoking that old-fashioned glass. So we will place this aside and we'll start building our cocktail in our mixing glass. So if you take a look at our recipe instructions, we will follow along. So 2 ounces of our bourbon goes directly into the mixing glass. Now I have this tool called a jigger. This is what mixologists use to measure out their ingredients. If you don't have a jigger at home, that's okay. You can use a shot glass. That's about 1.5 ounces of liquid volume, or you can eyeball. Don't worry, I'm not judging. I'm not judging you. So let's go ahead and add 2 ounces of our bourbon directly into your mixing glass. There we go. Perfect. 2 ounces, just like that. Now we will add this blueberry aigre doux. And we're adding 1/2 ounce. So a traditional old-fashioned is whiskey, bourbon or rye, simple syrup, which is sugar and water, and bitters, okay? That is the traditional recipe, all the ingredients for an old-fashioned. This is a variation on an old-fashioned, right? With some interesting fancy ingredients. So this blueberry shrub, we'll call it, 1/2 ounce directly into our mixing glass. And now our black lemon bitters. So on the recipe it says 2 dashes. So 2 dashes will be about half of the dropper, just like that, okay? So we'll put that right in there. And now we will add ice to our stirring glass. and we'll give it a stir, okay? So technically speaking, the rule is if you have all alcohol in your cocktail, you stir it. And if you have anything that needs to be emulsified, like citrus fruit or dairy, you shake it. Old fashions are stirred cocktails. The only non-alcoholic ingredient is the sweetener, and in this case it's the blueberry, that sort of shrub syrup, the aigle doux, we call it, and we'll stir. Stir, stir, stir for 16 Mississippis, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This will give you the proper amount of water in your cocktail and the proper temperature for the drink, because that's what ice does, right? Ice is such an important part of all cocktails. So we stir, stir, stir. That's probably about 16 Mississippis. You can kind of count in your head. Okay, now let's check back on our glass that has been smoking. Let's take it out. Oh, beautiful. And if you smell, go ahead, smell your glass. You smell those bourbon wood chips, and it is all for the aromatics. Okay, it doesn't really add much flavor, but it's aroma. How much of taste comes from our nose? Who knows? Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Up to 90%. So now what we'll do is I will go ahead and throw my big ice cube back into my glass, and we'll take the contents of what is in the mixing glass and just strain it right out like this. Look at that. It is nice and velvety and thick. That texture looks so good. And our garnish. I always garnish cocktails with an ingredient that will add something to the drink, not only to make the drink look nice, but also flavor. So if you smell this dehydrated, you get that really crisp lemon, really nice flavor, and I just place it right on top just like that. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, cheers to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, and cheers to you all. Hold on, I'm gonna take a little sip. It's so good, a touch of tang from the aigle doux, that shrub, the blueberry. You get the blueberry, you get the whiskey. Oh, it's so good, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
I was around 6 years old when I actually started getting sick.
It was tough at the time, and I didn't know what was wrong. It wasn't just your common cold, and I knew that.
You know, I couldn't eat anything because it hurt so badly, and I would nap during recess.
It was Thanksgiving, and I had to be rushed to the hospital. There was a lot of bleeding, and I wouldn't come out the bathroom. I was vomiting.
There was tough nights. I remember very clearly in my mind it was tough for me to walk up the stairs.
I was in kindergarten at the time. That's when I found out I had Crohn's disease. My mom's first question that she asked my doctor, can this disease make my son die?
My mom was freaking out because she thought that she was going to lose me.
There's tons of tests that I had to do. At the time, I didn't like them because most of them were blood draws.
It's not just a bathroom disease, and just because it's not one of the well-known like cancer, leukemia, doesn't mean it's not a serious illness that affects people.
I was in the hospital last year because I had to get a surgery because I had a flare-up and the inflammation spread to my back.
I didn't play much sports for at least 4 years straight. I was at a friend's house, and they were all playing football. And I just went home crying because I couldn't be like them, and I couldn't get the football out. I couldn't catch the football.
I was around 7 or 8 years old, and I remember I was staring at the floor, and I'd been there for like an hour, and I was in so much pain, and I was just thinking, if this is what life is going to be for me, do I really want to live it?
You become a better person every single year because you go to camp.
It's like a safe haven. We all have something in common, and we all have something to learn from each other.
It's a place where I can come to just be with other people like me, and I don't have to feel judged.
The biggest reason why I come back is this whole family aspect of Camp Oasis. It's the people, it's the place.
I went my first year and I didn't want to ever stop coming back.
Thank you for bringing us all together and giving us a second home.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Thank you so much to the foundation and all you do for people with IBD.
Hi, I'm Michael Oso, CEO of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And I just want to thank you for joining us today, especially in light of all that's going on in our world. I know that you know that COVID-19 has posed additional challenges for our IBD population. And that has led to increased demand for our education and support programs. But I am so proud of the foundation for meeting those demands and helping Crohn's and colitis patients all across the country. I also know that you know we're not immune to the fundraising challenges that exist for all nonprofits right now. But we are determined and we must stay focused on our mission and finding cures for the millions of Americans struggling with Crohn's and colitis. So I know that we can't be in person today, but technology is allowing us to join together and to raise critical dollars for this mission. So I just want you to know that we could not do this without you and your support. Thank you for having a tremendous impact on this mission and the lives of IBD patients all across the US. Thank you for being with us, and most importantly, I hope that you and your loved ones will remain safe and well. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation engages patients in every aspect of the work that we do, whether it's setting our marketing priorities or designing education programs, or even how we go about funding research and deciding on research priorities.
The Foundation's advocacy is essential to the heart of our mission, and we want to ensure that we're connecting patients to help advocate for more IBD research, and along with advocating to ensure that we have the necessary support to work towards those cures, we also want to be addressing the things that matter in the day-to-day lives of patients. So really working with our patients and our provider communities to address cost and access to healthcare issues.
We recognize that an empowered patient is a patient that receives better care and has a better quality of life.
They can choose what they want to learn about, what is meaningful to them, what they can share with their caregivers, their family members, their loved ones, as well as their providers. We're here to support them having that conversation. We have the tools, the communication guides, and actually online decision aids that will help them learn about their preferences and then be able to communicate those preferences to their physician.
The Foundation has designed a variety of education programs and emotional support programs that are intended to help empower patients.
Camp Oasis was founded over a decade ago so that we could bring children together, children and teenagers who are going through the same thing. Let them have a normal camp experience. So it's like any other summer camp. There's boating, there's swimming, there's fishing. But we bring them together so they can support one another, feel engaged with others.
We bring together the largest community of patients and caregivers. We bring them together to advance the mission of the organization and to make sure that they're a part of everything that we do.
I'm Belinda Jensen, Chief Meteorologist at KARE 11. Tonight, it doesn't really matter what the weather is because just in 10 minutes, we're of course going to start our Evening of Hope program. Live from your home. Go make a cocktail, get comfy on the couch, pull out your phones. Of course, there's a big silent auction. A lot of bidding is going to be happening, so I will see you in 10 minutes.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. We are the Sugar Babies. We're going to get it started just like this.
When just repeat after me. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me, girl. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me, girl.
Just a little bit. Come on, let me love you just a little bit. How am I gonna teach you how to sing it out?
Come on, let me show you what it's all about. Reading, writing, arithmetic, all the branches of a learning tree.
Without the roots of love every day, girl.
All your education incomplete. Teacher's gonna show you how to get it in.
Spell me, you, and the two. Listen to me, baby, that's all you gotta do.
Oh, A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me, girl. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. That's how easy love can be. That's how easy love can be. Sing a simple melody. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me.
Oh, yeah. Sit down, girl. I think I love you. Now, get up, girl. Show me what you can do.
Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. 1, 2, 3, now, baby. A, B, C, now, baby. Do, re, mi, baby. That's how easy love can be. A, B, C. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me, girl. A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as do, re, mi. A, B, C. 1, 2, easy love can be. That's how easy love can be. Sing a simple melody. 1, 2, 3. Baby, you and me.
Hey everyone, here at Sugar Babies Inc., we want to let the entire Crohn's and colitis community know that we love being a part of the great work that you all do. We are honored to support this amazing event, so we hope you have a great night in for the cure, and let the show begin.
Oh, yeah, baby. Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering if the love's so strong. Ooh, baby. Here I am, signed, sealed, living. I'm yours. Then that time I went and said goodbye. Now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby. Here I am, signed, sealed, living. I'm yours. Said here I am, baby. All get signed, sealed, living. I'm yours. Yeah. Said here I am, baby. All signed, sealed, living. I'm yours. I'm yours. A lot of foolish things that I really didn't mean, didn't I? Seen a lot of things in this whole world, and when I touch your name, mean nothing, girl. Ooh, baby, if I am signed, sealed, living, I'm yours. Yeah. Ooh, baby, you set my soul on fire. That's why I know you're my heart, so lead inside. Ooh, baby, if I am signed, sealed, living, I'm yours. Said here I am, baby. I'm signed, sealed,
is so exciting to see so many people tuning in online. The event is going to start shortly, so grab your drinks and get comfortable.
Hello everyone! My name is Mike Stark, and this is my wife Susie. We spoke at the 2018 Gala and wanted to give you all an update. When we spoke a couple years ago, I was in the middle of what ended up being a 3-year battle of a Crohn's flare. During this time, I tried many medications and had several significant symptoms. Then, in March, we decided that I needed surgery. So I had 12 inches of my small intestine removed. The surgery ended up being a huge blessing, and I'm so grateful to report that I recently had my 6th-month post-surgery MRI, and it shows no active inflammation.
Last time we spoke, Mike and I shared our gratefulness practice, and I can say that now, more than ever, this has become such an important part of each and every day for us. So although our evening tonight may look different, we are so grateful that we are still getting together to support this very important cause. We are so grateful for your time, look forward to seeing you next year, and wish you all well.
Bye!
I'm an IBD warrior.
I am a competitive dancer.
I am an actor.
I am a surfer.
I am a nerd.
I'm a skier.
I am a student.
I am a golfer. I am a straight A student.
I am a volleyball player.
I am more than my disease.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Evening of Hope Gala to benefit the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I am Belinda Jensen, Chief Meteorologist here at KARE 11, and I'm honored to be your host this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight and for your dedication to this foundation's mission of finding cures for Crohn's disease and colitis, and to improving the quality of life for the 3.1 million American children and adults living with these diseases. Nearly 71,000 of those people live in Minnesota and North and South Dakota, and I know a lot of you know those people and they are in your family and you love them dearly, and this disease is just so difficult. Tonight's event is helping us get closer to the cures we so desperately need for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. We have a wonderful show in store for you this evening. We are thrilled to be honoring Dan Johnson and Penny Bursch Johnson as our catalysts for community engagement, Dr. Scott Ketover as our catalyst for mission advancement, and the Kabek and Saratora families as our catalysts for patient empowerment. These are remarkable individuals who have made a great impact on the Crohn's and colitis community. In addition to our honorees, we have some incredible patient stories and entertainment to make this night to remember. I know it's different, it's virtual, everything's different this year, and we so appreciate that you're taking the time to watch this program. We are proud to be here tonight and to be united to care and cure. Throughout the night, we encourage you to check out the amazing silent auction just below the screen and to bid often. We have some great items available, and I'm pretty sure you could all get your holiday shopping done in the next 30 minutes. How about that? The silent auction will, of course, stay open until 9 o'clock tonight. So if you at any point need any assistance, just give this number a call, 646-819-2330. 646-819-2330. And one of our foundation staff will be happy to assist you. I'm excited to now introduce to you our newly formed Evening of Hope Youth Ambassadors as they share their stories.
What is something everyone should know about IBD? I think one thing everyone should know is that it's always there. So even on a good day, you're still maybe feeling some of the symptoms, or you still have to think about it, and especially on a bad day, you still feel it.
Somebody could feel fine one day and then feel horrible the next day. You just never know.
So it is a lifelong condition, but people with this condition can live normal lives and do what they want to do.
One thing I want everyone to know about IBD is that it's not contagious, because I know a lot of people think it is because it's a disease, but it's really not.
Every person is different, so we might be having different symptoms, but we're all going through the same thing.
There are many different severities of it, so two people who have the same type, they might just be different.
I personally deal with it every day, and most people do have symptoms every day, and also you'll always have Crohn's disease or whatever you have for the rest of your life. It doesn't go away.
Not just a stomach bug, it's something that's lifelong, and it can be life-threatening sometimes.
It's not life-consuming, and I'm still allowed to be athletic and social and do some things that everyone else can do.
Do people ever die from IBD? No, with modern medical technology, it's very, very rare that anyone will ever actually die from it, but it does cause a lot of pain for people that have it.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you so much to the youth ambassadors for helping to build awareness around what it's like to live with these diseases. The reason I got involved with this is because I had a number of friends who had colitis and Crohn's, and my mom has colitis, and it almost took her life a few years ago. And thankfully, through prayer and through a lot of dedication by her and tenacity, she is still with us. In fact, just earlier this month, she turned 81 years old. So I know how difficult this disease is, and that's why I'm a part of it. I am now excited to send it over to Tova Dominic, the Executive Director of the Minnesota Dakotas Chapter of the Foundation.
Thank you, Belinda. We're so excited to have you with us once again as our event MC. Welcome, everyone. Whether you are a longtime attendee of the gala or a first-time participant, the goal of tonight's program is to provide you with hope and to inspire you to take action in helping us to find a cure for IBD. Even though things look a little different this year, we are not letting it stop us from celebrating this tremendous community as we join together to build a better and a brighter future for all patients living with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. I do want to acknowledge that we are dealing with two major crises in this country right now: the COVID-19 pandemic and the way that systemic racism pervades our society. We know that there is no easy solution for either of these challenges, and that many of you currently are suffering because of both of these crises. We are sending love and support out to you tonight as we navigate these challenging situations. Despite these challenges, though, you have decided to join us here tonight to demonstrate your support for the millions of patients living with Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, and for that, we are so grateful. Crohn's and colitis, collectively known as inflammatory bowel diseases, or IBD, are chronic, often debilitating digestive diseases affecting our patients in a multitude of ways, including physically and mentally. Our patients need us now more than ever, and we have seen a major increase in demand for support and for information. At the start of the pandemic, the Foundation shifted swiftly and strategically in order to provide critically needed resources, support-wise and education-wise, to patients, to caregivers, and to professionals, while maintaining long-term programs and plans. As an organization nationally, we have budgeted $1.8 million for our COVID-19 response to ensure that we are supporting and educating our patients and their families. Now, I am proud to share with you that the Minnesota Dakota's Evening of Hope Gala has grown to be one of the largest foundation galas in the country. And over the past 5 years, our Fund the Mission moment, a moment where we ask the community to give generously to the Foundation's mission, has raised an incredible $1.2 million. Because of these dollars that you have donated, the Foundation has been able to accomplish some truly amazing things, such as the development of wearable and ingestible biosensors with the goal of providing non-invasive means of detecting inflammation. Imagine being able to wear a device like a watch that detects pro-inflammatory molecules in your sweat, allowing you and your physician to make early treatment decisions before you go into a flare. The prototype for this wristwatch-like device is completed and will be tested on patient volunteers in a second phase of the research, which is also being funded by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. After further testing, we hope that this device will be available to all IBD patients. Another remarkable new area of study is our fibrosis initiative. Researchers are using stem cell and microchip technology to develop a gut on a chip. The idea is that these organs on this chip will mimic key functions of the organs in your body. They can also test treatments on this chip before they ever have to test on the actual patient. These amazing projects would not be possible without your support. The pandemic has placed a heavy financial strain on the Foundation, putting everything we have worked for at risk. Tonight, when we get to the Fund the Mission portion of the program, I ask you to give generously and to help us in the fight to improve lives and to find a cure for IBD. Thank you, and back to you, Belinda.
Well, thank you, Tova, and thank you to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for investing in the cutting-edge research, getting us to better treatments and cures faster than ever before. We want to take a moment to of course, thank our incredible sponsors. You can't do these events without amazing sponsors, and for their continued generosity and support during these challenging times. A special thank you to our platinum sponsors, Mortensen and United Health Group. To our silver sponsors, Mayo Clinic and Minji. Digestive Health, Nassif Mechanical, and Willis Towers and Watson. And to our bronze and hope level sponsors, thank you so much to all of them. I also want to thank the businesses and individuals who supported our silent auction tonight. Of course, a lot of work was done to get all of those items together. Those individuals and companies are noted with each auction item. Tonight's event is hosted by the Evening of Hope Committee, a group of passionate volunteers who have dedicated their time and talents to make this event possible. So thank you for those countless hours. I want to now introduce you to Alicia Jacobson, our committee chair, as she shares why she steps up for IBD.
Good evening. I'm Alicia Jacobson, chair of this year's Evening of Hope Committee. When our daughter was diagnosed with Crohn's disease several years ago, we turned to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for the resources and support the whole family needed. And not only did we find help when we turned to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, we found hope. Hope for a better quality of life for all of us, hope for better treatments for our daughter, and ultimately, hope for a cure. And that's why my husband Dave and I began to attend the Evening of Hope. We wanted to surround ourselves with people who were raising critical dollars and awareness for those affected by inflammatory bowel disease. I have considered it an absolute privilege to work alongside those who embrace the same mission. And I want to thank the committee for all that they did to put on a beautiful silent auction and a program for this evening. And I want to thank you for coming along to our home and your home for an evening of hope.
Well, thank you, Alicia. I also want to take a moment to thank another group of dedicated volunteers, our Minnesota Dakota's Chapter Board of Directors. This inspiring group of individuals are working hard to ensure we raise critical dollars that fund the foundation's mission, and our chapter has grown to new heights because of them. Without our incredible volunteers and sponsors, we wouldn't be able to fund our mission and patient support programs like Camp Oasis, our residential summer camp for pediatric patients with IBD. This year, the foundation brought together campers from across the country for, of course, it was different, but it was the first virtual camp of Oasis, creating an engaging, interactive, and virtual experience for nearly 1,400 campers, so they made it work. Thank you so much for making programs like this possible for our most deserving patients. Now, if you haven't already, I encourage you to check out the silent auction below. There are 160 packages available, a little something for everyone. Let's take a look at some of our premier items. I know we can't wait to get back to, of course, watching baseball. The Twins, so fun this year until the end, of course. But next year will be phenomenal. So what is a better way to, of course, get to a Twins game, but in a Mortensen suite? This package includes 16 tickets to the game, 4 guest passes, a valet parking pass, which is really key, and also an A-ramp parking pass, and $500 in food and beverage credit. That's a great item. Also, this gorgeous pink Giorgio Armani leather shoulder bag is going to be a big hit with the ladies. Of course, you can take it out and when we can all go out together. That'll be great. Or you can show it off in your next trip to the grocery store if you're not able to get out for dinner. So our third item is actually a Polaris item, which is really cool. It's a great escape from the pandemic with this Sportsman 110 Trusted Sportsman ATV for ages 10 plus. This is a perfect ATV to introduce to your young riders for the joy of off-roading. Our final featured item is an exciting one, an in-home dinner for 8 by Chef David Fima. That's fabulous. And of course, you can do that next year. And it's going to be a phenomenal dinner because, of course, David Fima is a great chef. Check out this video with more details on that amazing package.
Hi, my name is David Fima. Imagine me in your home cooking for you and 8 guests with a team of wine stewards, wonderful captains, sous chef, and yours truly, a 5-course dinner. I'm not gonna say paired with wine because I hate that word. We're gonna serve with wines and you're gonna decide what pairing it is. We're gonna travel the globe and we're gonna cover my heritage. We're gonna do some Spanish dishes, some French dishes, Moroccan dishes, Sicilian dishes. But more than anything else, we're gonna share stories together. We're gonna cook together. So bid a lot, and I'll be at your home sometime soon to cook for you.
I now have the pleasure to introduce a mother-daughter duo who serve as an inspiration to our IBD community, Jody and Ashley Hines. Please welcome Jody and Ashley.
Hi, my name is Ashley Hines, and I'm here this evening with my mom, Jody. I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in April 2003, 17 years ago. I was undiagnosed for almost 5 years. I was sick, missing a lot of school, and in fact, my dad wasn't quite sure I wasn't faking sick at a young age just to miss school. But after a colonoscopy, I was finally diagnosed with Crohn's disease. I spent more than 100 days inpatient in the hospital that first year. Not long after my diagnosis, I ended up having an emergency surgery called a bowel resection, where a portion of my intestines was removed. I ended up needing over 1.5 feet of my intestines to be removed. Recovery after that was long and hard but I was so thankful for my amazing support system that I had. My parents, my brother, and my sister all put their lives on hold so they could take care of me. While I was recovering, I was on multiple combinations of medications and had many treatments to try and figure out the best combination of medications to help my Crohn's. I was always labeled a difficult case. Being a difficult case helped me become my own advocate. I tried to learn everything I could about Crohn's disease and do everything I could to help lead a healthy lifestyle. A medication categorized as a biologic was a game changer for me. I was on that biologic for 10 years, but like most Crohn's patients, medications don't always work for a long time. I had built up antibodies to that medication, and it was back to the drawing board. I've been through multiple medications since, and I'm still struggling to this day to find another medication to work for me. I will actually be starting a new biologic in the next couple weeks. I currently have a PICC line, which is a permanent IV that you have in your arm, and it leads all the way up to near your heart. I have that PICC line to help manage my symptoms, and I've had it for almost over a year. I'm hopeful that I can get it removed after starting my new medication and my symptoms calm down. I'm incredibly thankful for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I don't know what I would do or where I would be without the research that the foundation does, which directly relates to all of you. All of your donations tonight and always help fund those research efforts, along with much, much more. Because of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, difficult cases like me have options, new medications to try to help us live our lives as healthy and normal as possible.
My name is Jody Hines. We've been involved with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for the past 18 years, ever since our oldest daughter Ashley was diagnosed with Crohn's at age 17. To my surprise, I was diagnosed with Crohn's a little later in life, just 4 years ago. Some of the tougher aspects of having this disease are always having to know where the nearest bathroom is, just in case. It's hard to go on walks, bike rides, or ride in a car. I had a bowel resection about 2 years ago. After my surgery, I looked into the clinical trials available through the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. A large portion of the money raised this evening goes directly to research and developing clinical trials. I participated in a diet study comparing the specific carbohydrate diet and the Mediterranean diet for symptom relief. I was chosen to try the specific carbohydrate diet. The trial sent me the food for the first 6 weeks. Then I could purchase the meals or make the meals myself for the next 6 weeks. I chose to make the meals. I noticed a significant improvement in my Crohn's symptoms while participating in the study. I continue to control my symptoms using this diet. This clinical trial funded by the foundation has been critical for me in managing my disease. The interesting thing about Crohn's in our family is how different my symptoms are from my daughter's. We are constantly comparing notes on our disease, but quite often it takes a very individual route.
We have Crohn's disease, but Crohn's disease does not have us.
Hi, I'm Jim Hines, Board President of the Minnesota Chapter of the Foundation. Tonight, I'm calling on you to take action. You have the opportunity to invest directly in the mission of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation and to make a difference right now in the lives of patients like Jody and Ashley, who happen to be my wife and daughter. We have a lofty goal tonight, and we need your help to make that happen. We will start at $25,000 and work our way down to the $100 level. Please consider a donation tonight at one of these levels. To donate, simply click the level you wish to donate on the right. If you wish to donate at a different level, simply hit the donate button under the thermometer and enter any amount. As you donate, the thermometer will rise toward our collective goal. A gift of $25,000 could provide scholarships to allow 25 children living with IBD to attend Camp Oasis. Pediatric patients have the opportunity to meet new friends, have fun, and just be kids without worrying about their illness. Dan Johnson and Penny Bursch Johnson have generously committed to donating $25,000 to start us off tonight. Thank you, Dan and Penny.
A gift of $10,000 can assist us in continuing to accelerate the pace of research by breaking down traditional barriers to patients, data, funding, and collaborations like the Foundation is doing with their transformative new initiative, IBD Plexus.
A gift of $5,000 will help support the Foundation to continue catalyzing research in new domains. The Foundation is leading the way in the critically important research area of environmental disease triggers such as diet and stress.
A gift of $2,500 allows the Foundation to launch a toolkit for volunteers to advocate for restroom access legislation in their state. In the 17 states where it is a law, such as Minnesota, patients can use the Foundation's I Can't Wait cards as proof of eligibility.
A gift of $1,000 could cover 1 year of unlimited chat support for patients and caregivers accessing the Foundation's IBD Help Center. This is a no-cost service that provides guidance and helpful information to IBD patients and their families.
I'm excited to announce that we have a special match at the $500 level. Every $500 donation will be matched up to $15,000, thanks to a generous donation by Chris and Becky Collette. Donating $500 right now means you double your donation.
A gift of $250 could fund more than 2 months of IBD Help Center translation services to ensure access to helpful information is available for all patients.
At this time, if you haven't already, we ask that you donate $100 or any amount that you can to support our IBD patients. Every dollar makes a difference. We're going to give everyone about 2 minutes to make your donation before we continue with the rest of the program. While you donate, here are some more Where Are They Now videos from past Gala patient speakers.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Miller. I am 12 years old and I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease when I was 7. I was a patient champion in 2017. I used to be on the feeding tube, which is nutritional therapy, for 2 years. I'm on Remicade and I've been on it for 15 months. And I'm back in school. I'm with my friends, and I'm in hockey, which I'm really excited for tryouts soon. I'm really healthy right now, so I'm really happy about that. So I guess thank you for listening.
Hi, I'm Sam Collette, and I was one of the honored speakers at the 2014 Evening of Hope Gala. At the time, I had recently recovered from multiple surgeries and hospital stays due to complications with Crohn's. But thanks to critical research and the development of new drugs and therapies for IBD funded by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, I have been in remission for over 5 years now, which has allowed me to live a happy and adventurous life, IBD-free.
Well, again, very remarkable. We so appreciate them sharing their story. Thank you for everyone for your generosity and commitment to supporting the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation in celebration of those that are helping make a difference. I am pleased to introduce our first award recipient this evening, Dan Johnson and Penny Bursch Johnson. Dan and Penny got involved with the foundation back in 2011 after their son Christian was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Since then, Dan and Penny have made great efforts to engage a community of support for the foundation, whether it be through Dan's efforts leading the Minnesota Chapter Board, Penny's efforts leading the Evening of Hope Committee, their family's Take Steps walk team, or within their own personal networks. In 2017, Dan helped to bring Mortensen on as a founding donor for the Foundation's IBD Ventures Initiative, a program dedicated funding mechanism to support product-oriented research and development. So there's a lot there. In 2019, Dan and Penny received the Model Award for Catalyzing Mission Advancement, a national award presented to volunteer leaders who exhibit exemplary leadership. It is our honor tonight to present Dan and Penny with the Catalyst for Community Engagement Award.
You know, I can remember a couple times looking at Christian next to his friends, and his friends were growing and Christian wasn't growing. Every March, Christian and I would go on a golf trip. We ate breakfast and I was hitting balls. Where's Christian? He's back in the golf cart, and I was hunched over in the golf cart and I said, "You okay?" And he goes, "Don't you always have stomach pain after you eat?" And I said, "No, something's not right."
It was his endocrinologist that actually picked up on it.
She just said, I think all signs point to something called Crohn's disease. And so she referred us to a GI.
One of the hardest times was definitely the diagnosis phase, just because at 15 years old, especially for Crohn's, there's just a lot of tests that, quite frankly, suck.
At that same time, Tom Gunkel, my longtime partner, had 2 surgeries that summer for his colitis. So while Christian was recovering from his surgery, Tom was recovering from his surgeries. I remember sitting there that night thinking, we can do something about this, and we can make a difference. Getting involved in Crohn's and Colitis Foundation was about fighting back. I think the unexpected thing about CCF is the people. Being able to be with people that know what the heck you're going through.
I could call any number of people on my committee, and just a huge help.
I was lucky to always have such a good support network. I always remember when I was really in some dark places. It's amazing to be able to feel that support.
One of the things I'm most proud about is Mortensen was the initial donation for IBD Ventures. I have never gone to Mortensen and asked for a dime. It's always been David Mortensen, and it always is more than I would expect.
Just the amount like the company does and just our parents in general do makes me feel very good.
Thank you, everybody, for all your support to Crohn's and Colitis Foundation over the years. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Dan and Penny, for all that you do to bring support to the IBD community. Our next award recipient this evening is Dr. Scott Ketover. Dr. Ketover has been actively involved with the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation for more than 20 years as a foundation professional member, participating in local events and as a member of the local chapter medical advisory committee. It was under Dr. Ketover's leadership that Minji became the first Minnesota Dakota's chapter friend of the foundation, a corporate partner supporting all chapter events and programs. We proudly celebrate Dr. Ketover for being a catalyst for advancing our mission and for his dedication to the IBD community.
So I'm originally a New Yorker, grew up in the New York City suburbs. Came out here for medical school and all my medical training and stayed. I thought as a medical student that I was directing myself toward ear, nose, and throat surgery. That's kind of where I had an interest. When I did my pediatrics rotation, one of the patients that I worked with who was hospitalized was a 17-year-old young man who had Crohn's disease. And he had an ileostomy at the age of 13. He looked me in the eye one day and he said, if I knew at 13 what the struggle was going to be with this, I would have preferred to die. And I think that was the concrete moment for me that, really flipped it for gastroenterology, to see that there's a better future for people that feel that way. I joined Minji in 1994. I became president in 2007 and added the CEO title in 2011. We have over 800 employees in our company, all focused on the same thing. That at the end of the day, they can be satisfied that they performed a job that helped somebody. I think that's what drives people to go into healthcare in one form or another. It is a higher calling. They really feel that their mission and what they do professionally needs to have an impact on the world. They have the opportunity to know that they are helping people day in and day out. So the relationship with CCFA is incredibly important because it helps patients, specifically with the psychosocial and cultural needs around chronic care. We diagnose a new patient. We always talk to them about joining the CCFA and in using that as a resource for themselves and to help others. Those people who provide resources to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation to do their job and to help IBD patients should get the applause. Whether it's financial support, social support, whether it's showing up at events, whether it's being part of programs, educational, driving somebody to a clinic appointment. Those are the people who should be, getting the applause.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ketover, for your commitment to improving the lives of the IBD patients each and every day. Well, our last award recipients are two incredible families, the Kabik family and the Saratori family. These two families started their journey with Crohn's and Colitis Foundation when Raina was diagnosed with Crohn's disease the day before her birthday in 2016. Since that time, Raina's family and her Aunt Jana's family have raised over $75,000 through their participation in the Take Steps Walk, A Touch of Football, the Spin for Crohn's and Colitis Cures, and through Jana's fundraising efforts at her workplace, United Health Group. In 4 days, Raina will turn 16. And her young life, she has already taken such great efforts to share her story and to be an advocate so that other teens living with IBD will not feel alone. It is our honor to present the Quebecs and the Serratores with the Catalysts for Patient Empowerment Award.
My name is Raina. I'm 15 years old. I have Crohn's disease and I was diagnosed 3.5 years ago. It was really hard to get a diagnosis because it was like a few months of going to different doctors, having to explain everything again. And then the tests were a whole different thing. And you can't really prepare yourself for the tests they give you.
As a mom, to see what she had to go through, that was very painful. And no mom wants that for their child.
We had to pick a treatment, and my treatment is nutritional therapy, which is I don't eat anything for 3 months and I just have a tube through my nose.
Raina did not want to wear her nasogastric tube to school. She would take it out every single morning and then she would put in a new tube every single night.
So after I got it down a few times, I was like cruising, I was doing it so many times. I was like, you know what? I think other people should be able to do it like I do. So I was inspired to make this video where I was a little perky, but I was just like, did it and I showed them how to do it and everything to give them confidence that they could do it as well.
And that's all there is to it. Now I have my tube in. And I hope after you've seen this video that you feel more confident and comfortable putting in your NG tube.
Raina is a warrior, so that's how Raina's Warriors was born. It's the way that I can help the family by bringing awareness to make others feel aware, empowered, to have education, to know that there are support groups around that can help them.
Having Crohn's or colitis isn't something that you can do alone, and it feels very amazing to have people around you that want to be there for you. And so having the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has really helped make us all feel like we're all together, we're all connected. On behalf of my family, thank you so much for honoring us with the Award for Patient Empowerment. Thank you so much for coming to this event and sponsoring all these people. Thank you to the CCFA for being here for us for all these years and continuing to always have a family for us to go to.
Well, all of that was so incredible. We so appreciate all those stories and all of those people who have done such a great job. It has truly been a memorable evening. I am filled with such hope, and thank you for making a difference and creating a better world for your loved ones and all IBD patients. Congratulations again to Dan Johnson and Penny Bursch Johnson, to Dr. Scott Ketover, and to the Quebec Serratore families. Don't forget, the auction will be open until 9 o'clock tonight. And remember to refresh your screen and check your cart to see if you have been outbid for an item, because of course that shouldn't happen. You have to, of course, keep bidding. It's time to celebrate, and I am thrilled to send you off to our after party entertainment. Yes, we have entertainment, starting with a song from the Gin Blossoms. Good night, everyone. Thank you again, and take it away, Gin Blossoms.
Tell me, do you think it'd be alright if I could just crash here tonight? You can see I'm in no shape for driving. Anyway, I've got no place to go, and you know it might not be that bad. You're the best I had ever had. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might not be alone. Tomorrow we could drive around this town, let the cops chase us around. Past is gone, but something might be found to take its place. Hey, Chelsea, hey, Chelsea, you can't trust me not to think and not to sleep around. If you don't expect too much from me, you might not be let down. 'Cause all I really want's to be with you. Feeling like I got a bee attacking me. I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago. I might be here with you. Tomorrow we could drive around this town. Let the cops chase us around. Past is gone, but something might be found to take its place. Hey, Jesse. All right, everybody, hands together. Come on. Tomorrow we can drive around this town. Let the cops chase us around. Past is gone, but something might be found to take its place. Hey, Jesse. Hey, Jesse. Well, tell me, do you think it'd be alright if I could just crash here tonight? You can see I'm in no shape for driving. Anyway, I've got no place to go. Yeah, you know it might not be that bad. You're the best I'd ever had. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might not be alone. Tomorrow we could drive around this town. Let the cops chase us around. Past is gone, but something might be found to take its place. Hey, Jesse. Come on, hands. Mistook my heart. There's only one thing I couldn't start.
One, two, three, go!
I am lost somewhere I do not know. This is not because I'm meant to go. If they told me before it was so, I was miles from nowhere. I was never meant to be alone. If I make it back, stay at home. If they told me that I should not roam, I'd be miles from nowhere. Miles and miles left to roam. Miles from anything you know. You took your love away from me and left me here for all to see. Never mind the pain inside, you're gone and now you're miles from nowhere. Now they tell me that I should not hate, just resign myself to such a fate. They told me that I was too late. I was miles from nowhere. Miles and miles left to roam. Miles of sky and road below. You took your love away from me and left me here for all to see. Never mind the pain inside, you're gone and now you're miles from nowhere. Miles and miles left to roam. Miles from anything you know. You took your love away from me and left me here for all to see. Never mind the pain inside, you're gone and now you're miles from nowhere. I am lost somewhere I do not know. This is not because I'm meant to go. If they told me before it was so, I was miles from nowhere. Miles from nowhere. Miles from nowhere. Miles from nowhere. Miles from nowhere.
Hey, my name is Joe James. Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited and honored to be a part of this event. I'm going to kick it off by playing a song off my new album. This is the titled track. I wrote this song and the whole album for my beautiful wife, Chelsea, who battles with ulcerative colitis. And she had a terrible flare in September that kind of inspired me to write these songs about her struggle and her strength and her defeat and triumph and kind of just a big homage to her as a person and also to you guys as well. So this song is called Back Home and it goes like this. Today is the day to get off the ground. There ain't no other way but up. Forget what they say, just be who you are. Yeah. She told me on the day that I left the big old city, broken and defeated, lost and feeling so alone. Yeah. Baby, you saved me, you changed me, you've shown me which way to go. You said every day's a struggle, baby. Every day. When you come back home, I'll give you all the love the world couldn't give you, babe. So won't you come back home, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Today is the day. Don't you turn around. You're better than you think you are. Forget what they say. Let your voice be heard. She told me on the day that I left the big old city, broken and defeated, lost and feeling so alone. Yeah. Baby, you saved me. You changed me, you showed me which way to go. You said every day's a struggle, baby. Yes, it is. When you come back home, give you all the love the world couldn't give you, babe. Hey, so won't you come back home where you left me? Home to keep your heart and soul, babe. Yes, indeed. I said home to be real. Home will help your soul unroll, babe. Yes, it will, babe. So come back home. So come back home. said, won't you come back home, baby? Yeah, I said, won't you come back home, baby? Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, won't you come back? Oh, won't you come back home, baby? Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, won't you come back? Oh, won't you come back home, baby? Say, won't you come back?